Jim, nothing is certain, but do it anyways. This is a video about asymmetric bets, about taking a risk, about doing the things when it feels like everything has gone to shit. And this is a video about basically statistics, probability, and a general mindset shift, because a lot of people are pretty much fearful of doing any sort of action that doesn't have a guaranteed reward or a guaranteed chance of happening. Like, you know the quote where I think it's like LeBron James or some shit, I don't know who, but he was basically saying, you miss all the shots you don't take, right? Because think about in basketball, when you do like a three-pointer, it's not like those guys are going to land every shot. But as long as they land most of them, then over time, they'll get enough points for their team for them to win, right? That's called expected value. You don't get the exact score every time you land a shot. No, there's going to be a probabilistic value on the outcome times the probability of it happening, right? So this idea of expected value, EV, positive EV, is so important. And I got this mindset particularly from, like, recently I've been super into systematic trading, which is essentially when you like look at the charts. It's not really day trading. I don't really do that, but like on higher time frames, you would look at the chart. You can do it on traditional markets, crypto, gold, commodities, whatever the fuck you want to do. The systematic trading, essentially, you have a rule set on how you would buy it and sell shit, and you follow that rule set based off of what you see online, or a system that you find yourself. Like, you know those books, like the technical analysis books, where they say, look at the bullish flag, or oh my god, the R size oversold or overbought, and then you essentially buy or sell based off those indicators or patterns on the chart. And a lot of people, when they try it, they think that they'll get 100% success rate. Like when they see a bullish flag, they're like, oh my god, this is gonna happen, this has to go up, right? But then they see it fucking go down, and they're like, what the fuck, this is a scam. Because people expect that these patterns are gonna work out every fucking time. No, that's not how it works in trading. The thing is that everyone's gonna expect this. So the market is a aggregation of people's emotions, and essentially everyone's trying to PvP each other, right? It's not gonna happen every time, but these patterns, what I will say is that they work most of the time. And as long as you set up like your entry, exit rules in a particular fashion that allows you to be profitable, then it works out on the long run. But a lot of people, they don't have the patience or the risk management to do that. So most people who quote unquote trade, or gamblers, they risk too much money and then they lose all their fucking money, and they never really stay long enough in the market for a large enough sample size for them to compound those patterns and indicators, right? That's the whole gist of what systematic trading is. It's extremely disciplined and takes a lot of patience. But I learned it from that because I was trying it out for like 1 to 2 years. I'm still doing it to this day. I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. But it's essentially probably the most consistent way and no bullshit way to compound money over time and not get your money decayed from fiat inflation. But basically, this idea from systematic trading is the idea of expected value. And it's tying back to the original idea of this video, where I said, even if it seems so wrong or uncertain, just do it anyways. And this facet applies to literally anything in life. Like another example is in job applications, right? If you're going to do a job applications, then you have to apply to so many jobs to get your entry-level job or something. Like a lot of people, when they get out of college, they think, oh my god, now I have the college degree, I'm going to get all the jobs that I want, everybody's going to want me, I'm going to do the first interview I do, and then I get my job on the first try, let's fucking go. Because people see these Reddit posts about people doing one job application and then they got their job on the first try. These guys are outliers, right? In most cases, when people do job applications, they'll have to do hundreds, and if they're super unlucky, thousands of job applications until they got a job. And the thing is, you only need one to secure the win, right? It's also an idea in gaming, like MMORPGs. Like, there's a drop rate for the monster, like in RuneScape. Let's say you're trying to kill the Zoro boss and you're trying to get the Tanzanite Fang so you can make a toxic blowpipe so you can start doing some Slayer tasks. Well, if you want to get that Tanzanite Fang, it's like 1 out of 512 drop rate. And you're not going to get it every single time on the first kill. It's going to take a long fucking time. You need to have a long enough sample size for you to finally get the drop. And this idea is literally applied to everywhere. Anytime there is an idea, there's an expected value of, there's a chance of you getting an outcome, even though it is not certain, you should still do it anyways, right? Because over time, as you do it more and more, and you let that time compound, you're eventually pretty much almost guaranteed to get that outcome as long as you keep doing it. Which is why I keep saying, like in the last videos, like never quit. Why you don't quit? Because there's an expected value. You just have to let the time compound and actually get the reward. But this is like a deeper facet in terms of actual grounded mathematics and statistics and probabilities, where there is an expected value. There's a probabilistic outcome. And that is why I keep saying in here, like such an important point, even when it's so uncertain, even when there's not a guaranteed reward, just do it anyways. You know, this applies, like another example. I guess dating as well, right? You go talk to a girl, and then as long as you talk to many of them, you eventually find somebody you want to marry, right? Another aspect. Okay, well, you will do cold emails for a business or something, so you can finally get a client and sign some people up and make some money. You know, a lot of people, they reject you. I've tried it myself like hundreds of times, but it's a very, very, very small level of people that are actually going to accept you. But the thing is, you only need one, right? You only need one. Most of these things that have small probabilities of you getting the outcome are things you should pursue anyways, right? Because you only need one of them. You don't need like hundreds of them, right? But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm saying in this video. It's a idea I just was thinking about earlier about probabilistic outcomes and probabilistic thinking. This is only a mindset shift that I've only recently discovered myself many months ago, and it was mainly because of the systematic trading aspect, where my biggest pain point is, how do I deal with fiat inflation? How do I deal with my money being decayed every year? Okay, well, there's systematic trading, and systematic trading, it's like a way of essentially beating the market, quote unquote. Like a lot of those people on TradFi, they tell you, oh, you shouldn't try to beat the market and just let your money compound in this 401k or buy the S&P. And for most people, they should do that, right? Because going down the deep rabbit hole of doing trading and all that shit, it's a lot of time investment. And a lot of people, they don't have the discipline nor the knowledge to essentially pull it off. And most people shouldn't do it. I agree with that, because most people are gonna fuck it up. And the risk of fucking it up when you don't know anything is that you lose all your money. And like a lot of people, maybe they have like $100,000 and they're gonna do it, and they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna become a millionaire next day. And then they fuck it up in all one day, and they're like, damn, I wish I never did it. Yeah, it's because they never had that knowledge or that mindset to do it. So yeah, for most people, I don't recommend it. Like for me personally, it was a rough journey, but I don't know, I'll talk about that another time in this video. But I just wanted to say why I got this mindset shift and what I realized about it and everything else. And it's the idea of expected value. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying in this video. It is, yeah. See you guys.